Welcome back. Here's the score. Back doing our second episode here.
Says here's football up there.
Here's football. No, that needs to be changed. But here, nobody's perfect.
That's it.
We done an episode last week, and I sort of made a balls of it, editing it, and it disappeared. But
Yeah, bit gutted.
Gutted.
Made some great points last week, and
quality content.
yeah, it was. I'm sad just missed out.
So just watched the Champions League Wednesday night. United beat again.
Not shocking, not surprising at all.
It was one of those ones where, like, the one game you think you're gonna win.
Yeah,
Like, you beat Leipzig, you beat PSG,
you lose to Arsenal, and then
you lose.
it all comes crumbling down. But he'll probably go out and beat Everton now on Saturday. That's what I mean. Ole's like a cat man who's got 9 lives.
That's just your quote, like. That's your
straight
quote.
quote.
You're saying there, like. What do you think? Like, what do you think's going wrong? Like?
With United?
Yeah.
To be honest, a whole lot's going wrong. I think Ole's gotten a wee bit unsettled with what's his preferred formation. I think he's got a lot of pressure from fans to try out this diamond formation that he wasn't doing last year at all. He was always doing the counter-attacking football against the big teams, and then he struggled against the wee teams last year until Bruno Fernandes came in, kind of impacted a couple of locks, but it was never a diamond. It was always just a 4-3-3 with 2 sitting back, Bruno Fernandes up top, and then you've got your wingers, whereas you're playing 2 forward men now, 2 strikers at the minute, with Martial missing out for the past couple of games. But he was playing tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was playing the night. Didn't do much, did I?
Nah.
Dickhead.
Unsure about him. But
It's like, I was saying to you, like, it was like when, like, we brought in Fernandes on, we were playing the 4-3-3 with Greenwood out in the right. Like, Greenwood was in form, and, like, it all just seemed to click. Like.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yes, this is it. Like, we've got it all sussed out now. And then it's just, he's just changing things about again. Like that, like when that started happening and we were playing that 4-3-3, and like you had the players there, you sort of thought, this is it. Like this is what we're going to be doing. But now it's just like part of me is like, is he trying to make a statement now because he didn't get Sancho? Because like if we had got Sancho, we would have been playing a 4-3-3.
Yeah,
but we didn't get Sancho, and now he's playing, like, because he's got like Giovanni, Rashford, Greenwood, Martial. Like, he's playing a 4, like, what is he, like a 4-4-2? Like, really, like.
Yeah, he's struggling.
Or a 4-1-2-1-2.
He's struggling to find the best formation for the team, for the players he has, and for the players he brought in.
Why not? I just don't understand. Like, you've got Cavani there, like, as much as he is like aging, like, we've got him, and like, it's not ideal, but like, it is what it is. Like, why not still play the 4-3-3 and play Cavani on instead of Martial as a striker, or like play Martial on the right or Greenwood on the right and Rashford on the left? Like?
Well, we were watching the game against Arsenal there during the weekend, and I was saying this before halftime happened. I was like, he's have to make changes here. Like, I'd be shocked if he didn't go out at halftime and he's made that change with taking maybe Fred or McTominay off and sticking on Cavani.
Yeah.
Play Rashford out the left and play Greenwood on the right.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised to see that he didn't make any changes there. Because I thought he would have noticed that he's needed to go wider because they were solid in the middle of the park. Like, he's needed to play wide, but there's no.
That's one of the things we both said, is like Arsenal are playing very narrow.
Yeah, they were happy. They were happy for Partey to be involved in all the action, like, because he played outstanding as well.
He ran the show. Like. Yeah, but it's just like that's the thing that frustrates me with Ole, is like his substitutions. Like.
Yeah.
They always seem to be wrong. Yeah, like you're struggling to create chances against Arsenal, and then you bring on a defensive player like McTominay.
Yeah. I didn't understand the switches at all.
McTominay started. He brought on Matic.
Yeah, he brought on Matic for Fred.
He brought on Matic and took off Fred, but then he was still playing like 2 in midfield.
Yeah.
Like,
two defensive
Like
players.
you can see why he done it. Like he was obviously worried about the counter attack, but it's like you're struggling to break them down on like
already.
the clear issue was the width. Like like if we played a bit wider, you might have had a better chance. Like why not bring Cavani on then?
Yeah.
And play 3 up front.
He's had to gamble. He's had to gamble in that game, and it just it was a bad performance, and it made you look bad, to be honest. And I don't know where you will go from here. I don't know what kind of. I'd say you will sit back against Everton and press him on the counter. Is Martial back against Everton? He is back.
His bond's over now.
Yeah,
but like the way he's playing, he's not really doing much.
No.
Like when Martial scores, like he'll score this class goal where he's like he'll cut in and like put a top ins, or he'll like dribble past like 3 players in the box or do something. But like I don't know, he just can't seem like I don't know. Like see, we just struggle to break down teams that sit back, and like it's been like that for so long now. Like you think that I've figured out how to break it down, and like I was saying to you, like before Fernandes came in, we're struggling to break teams down and all, and I was like thinking we just need that creative midfield player to come in, because we didn't have anyone. Like you're playing Lingard, Pereira and like players like that, and like Mata who's no legs, and then we got Fernandes, and like we were playing class, and I was like this is it, this is the key that we needed, and now it's just like the same story. Like we can't break teams down.
And the thing is about the Arsenal game on Sunday there, he's took off Fernandes with 15 minutes to go, like one of your players who's going to create something.
Brought on Van de
Beek, and I don't know if Ole didn't think about taking on Van de Beek for McTominay or whoever was left on the pitch at that stage. I'm not too sure, but like you have to keep Fernandes on. He's one of your key players.
The substitutions just are always wrong to me.
Yeah,
like for me, when you're struggling to break, like the problem we have is like the only player that can really play as a CDM on his own is Matic. So like you could have played the diamond with Matic as a CDM on his own, and like for me, if you're gonna play the diamond, you play Matic as a CDM on his own, and you play Van de Beek on the right, Pogba on the left, or either or, and you play Fernandes as the cam. Yeah, but like he's got Pogba and Fernandes into the team, fair enough, but like why you can't have a player of the quality of Van de Beek on, like, not on the pitch. So
I think I don't even think he had to play the diamond, to be honest. I think he had to change formation and just realise he was wrong to go with the diamond in that game and change up.
Is he just under pressure now because everyone's going on Van de Beek and Van de Beek this and Van de Beek that? Like should he have just played 4-3-3 and played Matic or like McTominay as a CDM and played Pogba and Fernandes, and then played like Rashford, Martial and Greenwood?
Well, Martial was suspended, wasn't he?
But like Cavani, like why? Like I know Ole didn't want Cavani, but like he's there now. Just use him. Yeah. But then there he came on today and he done nothing. But like it's that's what it is again. Is like teams just playing that deep. Like we can't break them down, and it's so frustrating. And it's just like we've got. I don't think there's any excuse, because like you have the quality in the team now. Like there is no excuse.
Yeah, you definitely have decent players all over the park, I would say. Centre halves and centre defensive mids could do with a wee bit of an update, but apart from that, I think you have good players all over the park.
But like look at Arsenal, like who's their good centre halves? Like they've brought in Gabriel,
who's
and he's done
well.
But like is David Luiz a quality centre half?
Well, Rob Holden started against you, and he done a job as well that day.
He was good, to be fair. They played 3 at the back. That's
right. But how are you with Ole? Are you?
Well, I said to you, like I was just like, we watched the Arsenal game, and I was just like, that's it,
That's it.
Like I've tried to defend him, and like I think like he has done good things. Like last season, like to finish top 4 and to get us to 3 semi-finals, even though we didn't win any, like fair enough. But like it's just getting to the stage now where the way I see it is the team's not that bad. Like we don't have, but like I think like we've one of the best squads in the league, and like people can laugh at it if we want, but like we do. Like you can't look at that squad and think like if you look at that squad, like how, like there's not many teams that have a better squad of players than we do.
No, there's
like
not.
Arsenal don't have a better squad than we do.
Well, these are, I would say, around about the same.
I don't think so. Like, I honestly
maybe.
In terms of like your defence, like I know Maguire is a bit of a laughing stock at the minute, but you've got Maguire like Wan-Bissaka's a right back, one of the best defensive right backs in the league. Like, not the Ballerin's or bad right back, he's obviously good, but like you've got Shaw and Tales there. Tales is fucking coronavirus, which is a nightmare, but like Shaw's been playing well. Like, I'd say Shaw was our best player today. And like in midfield you've got Pogba, Fernandes, Van de Beek, Matic, McTominay, Fred. I think Fred's just shocking, and I don't understand this whole obsession with Fred because he's shit. He's just shit. Like, his passing shit. I don't know what he does. Like, what does he do?
Bring energy to the team.
Bring energy to the team. Bring energy to the team. You could get a United fan playing in Sunday League that would bring energy to the team. Like, that's such bullshit quote, like.
Yeah.
Isn't it, like?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it is Ole. Maybe
on our front three, like what teams in the league have a better front three than us? Like when Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford were firing, like who had a better front three than us? You have a good front three, obviously. City have a good front three,
and Chelsea have made signings for them to have a better front three.
Yeah, but like there you go, like.
Yeah, not many.
That's what frustrates. That's why, you know yourself, like I've defended Ole and like said, like I think he deserves a chance, but like he's been there a while now, and it's like you need to start getting results though.
Spurs as well, they'd probably be.
Spurs' front three, like I think, like Bale obviously coming in is a big or a boost for them. But like for me, I just think like Ole's time's running out, lad. Like he can't defend them anymore. He needs to just start getting results. So. It's
running out, but I do think he deserves the chance this year to work with this group of players, especially new players coming in as well. Because he did get his the Champions League football this year.
Yeah.
He got his third in the league, I believe.
Which was good. Like I do respect what he's done, but like I just don't like.
I don't think there'd be any point a new manager coming in now. I just think there'd be too much to change about the team. I think you should give Ole this year. I think it's too soon to tell as well. Fixtures come quick and fast, and it could all change by next week. You could beat Everton, and then you could beat whoever you play next after Everton.
I know, like Paul Scholes said it there tonight, and he was just like, I just feel like this season's a carbon copy of last season. And then he was just like we've had a few bad results at the start of the season, and we'll probably go on a big run now. And like he said it how it is, and he's just like with quality players in the team, and he's like United are going to hit form. And like I think we will go on a run like we did last year, but it's like, is that just the way it's going to go now? Like, are you just relying on us going on a run? They're so far this season, like, in the Premier League we've got 7 points out of how many games we've won? 1-2, drew 1, lost 2.
He's beat Brighton. He didn't deserve to beat Brighton, to be fair.
No, we didn't.
And then he's beat Newcastle. And then he's drew against Chelsea 0-0.
Beat by Arsenal. Lost to Palace though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's early days, but like Everton at the weekend, Everton could easily beat us at the form they're in.
Lost 6-1 to Spurs as well. Don't forget about that one.
I don't like talking about it, but I don't know. I honestly I was giving Ole his time, and I don't like being Ole out, because I don't like this whole thing of sacking managers too early, and I believe the board isn't really much of a help. But at the same time, I think United fans get a bit carried away blaming the board. It's like, look at the team. Look at the team we have. There's a lot of managers that would fucking be rubbing their hands if they walked into a team like that.
Well, Mourinho had more or less the same team, give or take a few players.
Yeah.
And he struggled with them as well. So Louis Van Gaal had a lot of these players as well. I know a lot of them's changed since Van Gaal, but
they got trophies though.
Van Gaal won the FA Cup by. So they won trophies.
Mourinho won
Europa League
and finished second in the league, which was pretty good considering
his best achievement apparently.
I think if Mourinho hadn't won about it the way he did,
yeah.
But then you can understand why he did do what he done. Like, a lot of the things that he was saying was true, and I think a lot of United fans realised that after he left.
Yeah, I think Ole deserves this year to go forward.
Are you just saying that because you're enjoying us losing though?
Well, I am enjoying Ole being there. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll enjoy him being there. But you signed him up for 3 years, so he's have in March he'll have 1 year left of his contract. At this stage, I think he deserves to see it out after getting his Champions League football.
Yeah.
And a wee bit of a run in the Champions League as well last year.
Yeah, I just think they're like, I don't know, like a lot of people were saying we didn't get much of a pre-season, and like it's important for like the management and the staff during pre-season to like get a game plan put in place and what way they want to play.
Yeah,
which is like, I suppose is fair enough, but at the same time it's like, we had a good thing going, playing 4-3-3 and playing that counter-attacking football, and like we're still struggling with the same things we did in breaking teams down.
But I'd blame the players who are currently there, who are meant to be playing for the shirt as well. Like I look at what Jurgen Klopp done for Liverpool, and the team we had, it was nowhere near as good as your United team currently.
Yeah, like I seen today, like I think it was Joe posted on Instagram the team that he first started, and it was like fucking it was like Sacco and centre back, like Origi,
bad team. But like you look at our performance against West Ham on the weekend there, we absolutely worked our socks off for that result. Like we just grinded them down, and we do grind out results. We grind out a lot of results, and you know why? It's because every one of them players work for that shirt, and that's where I have to look at the players for United. None of them seem to work for that shirt. I can pick a few.
Rashford,
Fernandez.
Fernandez. Rashford does though.
Definitely.
Rashford,
if he does, maybe sometimes he's not good enough. If he does,
I think Rashford,
because I don't see it. Personally, I don't see enough from him. I know he scored a hat trick. I know he scored a hat trick last week, but sometimes he doesn't put in a good performance.
I don't know.
But the only player that looks to me that works for that shirt is Shaw. Has worked for that shirt since Tellez has come in.
Shaw was our best player today.
Yeah,
I think like the competition for places has made such a difference in his game. Like I said about it a few weeks ago. Like when Brandon Williams came in, he looked a different player, and even now, like today he was our best player in the first half for me. Like he was playing good. Like he assisted the goal, and it was like a great cross, and he beat a man and crossed it in. Like I think Shaw, like I've always liked Shaw. Like even when he was at Southampton, like I was buzzing when we signed him. I think the competition for places is definitely giving him a bit of a kick up the arse.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the problem. Like you were saying earlier when we were watching the game, like Martial, like he doesn't have much of competition for a place.
No.
Like Rashford, like Rashford's going to be in the team sheet every week. Like Martial or Greenwood's a bit different because he's a bit younger. It's hard to know. Like I think
the players know they have a place in the team. Pogba might realise he might be left on the bench a lot more, but
sick of talking about him.
Yeah,
like you're sick of hearing about
so
him.
So am I personally.
Like it's just. I just don't even want to
bother. I hear some United fans like compare him to Henderson, and I just have to laugh, to be honest, like because
I think like the debate that we've had is that you think Henderson's a better player, but I think Pogba's a better player, but he's just not consistent. Like with Henderson, you know what you're gonna get weekend.
Who would you rather play a final for you?
I don't know, honestly. The way Pogba's playing now at the minute, like. At least like Henderson is the type of player, he's going to give you like a 7 out of 10 every week.
Yeah.
And Pogba's either going to be a fucking 9 out of 10 or he's going to be a 2 out of 10.
What's he more often?
A 2.
Yeah. Well, there you
go. I do see your point, but that basically the argument that I was making was that like Pogba's a better footballer.
Yeah, he might be, but he doesn't. It doesn't seem like he gives a fuck.
He's just not consistent, and like you see him coming out saying like it's his dream to play for Real Madrid and stuff. And if I'm being honest, I just want us to sell him. I just don't care. Like for me, he doesn't play. Like I'd rather have. Like for me, like Van de Beek looks like a player who'd fight for the shirt and want to. Like he's hungry and he wants to play week in, week out. I'd rather have a player like that play every week than someone who like Pogba will come on. Like Pogba can either come on and play like a fucking 60-yard pass into Rashford and get an assist, or he'll come in and like what he done last week, give away a penalty.
Yeah.
And then he's on Match of the Day after the game basically saying, oh, I was tired from running back, I made a stupid mistake. It's like, you're fucking like, you're like, it's your job to be in good shape, and like how is that an excuse?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how can you come out and say that? It's just, to me, it's just like, oh, maybe I was out of breath. It's like, it's your job to be in shape. Like, it was a stupid foul. Like, it was such a lazy foul.
It's the second one he's done. He's done one against.
I just can't. Like, for me, I just don't give a fuck about him. Like, this whole shit of Pogba's world class. It's like, he's not. Like, how is he world class when he's not world class? He's not a world class player. He's a good player, but like, you don't know what you're gonna get.
It's too much expectation on him. Anyways, that's for sure.
Like, I agree with that. Like, I know it's a pain in the hole the way he's just, every week it's Pogba this, Pogba that. But like, when you're paying that much for a player, he should be performing. And there's going to be a high expectation. And like Gary Neville said of himself, he's like, look, players should take that about a compliment. Like, he's the best player in the team.
Mm-hmm.
But like, is he the best player in the team? I don't know.
Anyways, interesting with United at the moment. Do you still think they'll get top 4?
I don't know. It's early days. Like, you can't write them
Yeah.
off top 4. I think like the best we're going to do is top 4, and like anyone who believes different, I don't know what you're watching, because
a lot will need to change.
But like, you've that much competition now. Like look at the table now. Like Spurs isn't far off. Leicester like are a dark horse as well. Like, when you have a manager like Brendan Rodgers, and like they don't have a bad team there, and like Jamie Vardy, you know what he's like he can go and bang in 20 goals a season, no bother. So
Played
like, you can't write them off.
The last day too.
Spurs, like, I think Spurs could be a dark horse
for the league.
Yeah, like we talked about it last week in the podcast. It didn't go out.
Didn't go out. Aye.
Well, basically what I'd said last week was that I thought Bale, like, if Bale plays as well as like I think he can play, and I'm sure many of us can think he can play, and like show the form that he showed at Real Madrid, like, you know what I mean? Like, if he comes out with 20 goals a season, Kane's getting 20 goals a season, Son's in class form. Yeah. Like, there's no, like, you can't write them off, and like, it's sort like, you know what I mean? Like, like, I think the league this year, like, so far, like, everyone, like, it's class, because it's like, you don't know what you're gonna get. Yeah. Like this weekend we've got Liverpool and like City. Mm-hmm. Like,
that's if City win that game.
If City win that game, like, you don't know what's happening.
Could be cruising. They'll be.
But if you
2 points behind us, and they have a game in hand.
For me, if you win that game, it's like, are we going to get a repeat of last season where you just run away with it?
Yeah. If we win that one, we could end up running away with it. You know,
like, if you win and we beat Everton.
Yeah.
Like, how many? Like, what's that? A 6-point gap between you and second.
Depends how Leicester get on. I'm not too sure who they're playing this weekend.
But yeah, like, what is your opinions on Spurs?
Spurs, I think they'll get top 4. I don't think they'll win it. I still think Liverpool will go out and win it. So I do. I could see Spurs getting maybe 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
With Everton setting up there as well. So that would be my top 4.
What? Spurs, Liverpool, City, Everton? Yeah. Can't see it. Hey. So yeah, like, what's your opinion on Spurs? Like, what do you think? What do you expect this season?
I expect they'll probably get top 4. I can't see them going for the league yet. I still think they need to improve defensively. Yeah. In their team. And but they've got a good squad of players. Midfield could be a bit suspect at times as well. But their attacking options are great at the minute.
Definitely.
But they need to improve the defence to have a real go at the title. Maybe not this year, but maybe the next couple of years. I think they will get top 4 though under Mourinho.
You're confident now?
There's a couple of options there. Like, I'm not
100 close to call.
Yeah, there's a couple of options. There's Everton as well, or not Everton. Sorry, Leicester as well, and Arsenal. Yeah. United, Chelsea, if they hit form. Chelsea look like they might be hitting a wee bit of form at the minute. Yeah. So it is close to call, but I think Mourinho will edge it. What do you think?
I don't know. Like, I think top four is so hard to call. Like, we've talked about it in the first podcast. So. I don't know. Like, I think like Bale's got a goal there. I think like once they start bringing Bale into the team, I'll be more confident in making a decision.
Yeah.
But like what you said, like it's like the defense is very like hit or miss. But then
he scored the winner at the weekend there.
Yeah, he does look good. Like I honestly think he could be one of the best players in the league still. Like I don't really think his age matters.
Yeah,
I think like the level he was at Real Madrid. I think like he was a bit underappreciated at Madrid. But we'll see what happens when he gets back to fitness.
We'll see what happens.
One of the main debates this week has been, well, in the last few days I suppose, has been Firmino and Jota. Jota's a man in form.
Yes.
And Firmino got dropped in the Champions League there on Tuesday night.
Well, I don't think he got dropped. I think he got rested.
But he did get dropped. You know what I mean? Like, you can't say he didn't get dropped. He was on the bench. Like, he was dropped. Like.
Well, even if he was dropped, Jota came on and scored. Jota started and scored a hat-trick, so maybe it was rightly so. I believe Klopp was resting him. I think he's resting him for City because I don't think Klopp will be wanting to play like an all-out attack against City. I think he'll want to be a wee bit more defensively, and that's why I think he's got Firmino in mind for that game.
Yeah.
To do the dirty work. To defend from the front lines, and that's I can't see Jota starting against City. No.
Seriously?
Yeah, I know he's a man in form.
How can you drop him?
I think it's good to have a player that can come off the bench and score a goal, as well.
I know, but like,
to make that impact in the game.
Is it not better to have a player who's in form starting? Like I think like he's came on in a few games now and scored, and you're like, holy shit. And then he started a game and scored a hat trick. And like, I was listening to Talk Sport, and one of the points they made was like they were like, everyone's sort of worry was like, if Firmino's not playing, is like Salah and Mane are going to score as many goals. And they're on Tuesday night they both scored, and Jota scored a hat trick. You know what I mean? Like how often is Firmino scoring a hat trick? Like Firmino's like, how many goals did Firmino score at home last year? One. And look at Jota so far. How many goals has he scored? At the end of the day, it's about results. Like,
it was an average side. It was an average side during the
he's been scoring all season so far.
Yeah, he's pulled up with a couple of important goals against Arsenal and against Sheffield United, and it's definitely been him a few more there as well. But so is Firmino. Firmino scored against Sheffield United. He got an assist.
One goal.
He got an assist against Chelsea.
But Jota's scoring the goals.
And then he got an assist. I think he got another one against Villa, but we'll not talk about that too much. But yeah, like, as Firmino's doing work as well. Like, I feel you have to start him. You have to start Firmino. He does so much for the team, and that's what you need.
You don't have to start him. Don't like sure. Like, I'm not just looking at this player. Like, he scores against Sheffield. He scores against Sheffield. He scores against Midtjylland. He scores against West Ham. He scores 2 against Atlanta.
Yeah.
Or was it a hat trick?
That's right. He came on against West Ham, and Shaqiri passed the through
ball from Shaqiri though.
Magnificent.
There's another man. Like, he's like, Shaqiri for me is someone who's ideal coming off the bench. Because he's unreal at set pieces. And he's a bit of pace about him, and like he showed his quality there, like with that pass. But like, for me,
small spaces.
Is like Jota. Like, I don't see how do you drop Jota. I don't see how you drop him. Like, if he's scoring the goals, like for me, Firmino's overrated, and I don't see how. I appreciate what he does, and like, as much as I give you stick, he is a good player, and he's like,
fantastic.
He's good at what he does, but like, why can't he? Like, I think you could play both of them and play Firmino as a number 10.
I think people just look at the strikers and they expect goals. They expect goals in the team, and I can understand.
I know, but like,
I can understand. Like,
that's true. Like, if he was playing as a number 10, you'd be like, holy shit, what a player. But like, he's playing as a striker or a false 9 or whatever you want to call it. Like, if for me, like, if like, sure, look at like that result there on Tuesday night. They played a front three of Jota, Salah and Mane, and they all scored a goal. Jota scored Was it a hat trick or 2 goals?
It'll be an interesting lineup from Klopp because I can see him going either way as well. Like I can see him starting Jota and dropping Firmino. Yeah, so
Yeah, we were talking about Jota versus Firmino. You think Firmino should be starting instead of Jota? And
I do because he offers more defensively, like defending from the front lines. But I can also see him starting Jota because he's in the form of his life at the moment. You definitely have to question whether he starts or not. But he can also do a job off the bench as well. So we've seen that over the past couple of weeks. But it would be interesting to see if he does start him and put him against City's questionable centre halves as well.
yeah.
And just play him through the centre.
Do you not think it's worth like playing a Firmino as a number 10 and playing the 3 up front and like just going all out attacking at them, or do you think you're risking too much there?
I think you are risking too much, especially playing two proper centre mids against City when they've got Kevin De Bruyne there.
Yeah.
Who can just open up the play like that. I think you need to play 3 centre mids against City, because they offer so much going forward as well. So it'll be an interesting game for sure. I still think we win though. I fancy us to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you have to start Jota. I don't know. Like
Maybe Klopp thinks the same. Maybe
I don't see
maybe
how you
those-
can drop him in the form that he's in.
Yeah.
Like even like coming off the bench, it's like there he's scored like what? 2
Don't
or
get
3
me wrong. I'd love him to start Jota, but I can see him starting Firmino as well.
Playing it safe.
Yeah.
I just don't see what Firmino offers anymore. Like, I think he's not in great form when like Jota's in class form.
Well, Firmino has been decent form, but we'll see. We'll see. Come Sunday.
Definitely hasn't been in good form. How can you say that?
He just scored against Sheffield United.
Jota scored what? How many goals since
Yeah, but he's in the form of his life.
Right, so fixtures at the weekend. Southampton, Newcastle. Danny Ings injured. He's out for like 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. What do you reckon?
I think I'll go 2-1 with that game, and I think Callum Wilson will score a penalty for Newcastle. Who do you think?
Don't know. Newcastle aren't in that bad of form, and like Wilson is firing. Like. Donny Ings out, but then Ward Price is in good form. Would be an interesting one.
Shea Adams not doing too bad for them either.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too close to call. You've Burnley, Brighton.
Are you gonna predict a winner before you move on to the next one?
I think Newcastle might win. You know.
Right.
And then Brighton, Burnley.
Burnley. That's just got 1 each written all over it.
Big game though.
Brighton,
both in
Burnley.
a relegation battle already.
Nah, that's 1 each.
And then we've got Everton, United. Everton at home. What do you think?
Everton at home to United. I'm gonna predict 3-1 to Everton. I think Calvert-Lewin 2.
Everton 3-1.
Yeah.
For me, if we lose that game, Ole has to go. Like. He's like his time is up. If we lose that,
What's your prediction?
I'm proper worried about it. Like I think like Everton could go and beat us, but then the way with like the form we're in at the minute, like we'll have to show a result there. Like getting beat against Arsenal and then losing tonight, like we need to go out and put on a show. Like.
What's the prediction?
I think I think Everton could beat us, but I'll say United 2-0.
2-0. Fair enough.
Palace Leeds is one of that, like surely.
This is an interesting game, you know. This could be. I think this has got Roy Hodgson written all over it. You know, I feel like this is a typical game that Crystal Palace will go out and win.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I do. Zaha is in decent form, so he is.
Yeah, he's been consistent enough this season, you know.
But I think it'll be I'm gonna say. I might say 2-1. 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Yeah.
3-0 Leeds.
3-0 Leeds. Wow. Shout.
Bamford hat trick. Chelsea Sheffield as well.
Chelsea Sheffield. Yeah, 2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably Chelsea winning that. Like. Werner and all. Like I think like last week you sort of seen Chelsea click and good.
They've started to click recently.
Like they're sort of trying to they're finding their feet now. Havertz is out injured, but like
Keeper's coming on well.
for me, Mason Mount is class. Like Mason Mount played class and Ziyech played class as well. He was definitely like I'd say he was man of the match. So. So I think like now he's back. He's in the team. Like he's been out. Was he injured? And he's coming in now. So I think.
Ziyech?
Yeah. He looks a player.
Yeah, he's looking well.
West Ham, Fulham. West Ham.
Yep.
Fulham won last week.
Yeah, sure. So I'll probably say 3-0 West Ham.
West Brom, Spurs.
4-1.
Do you think?
Yeah.
4-1.
4-1 Spurs.
Leicester on Wolves. That'll be a good game.
That will be interesting. Two teams are both competing
close.
to be
I'd
up.
say they're sort of on the same level as well. Like they're sort of fighting for that
Competing
top
to be
four,
up in that
top 6 position.
Yeah, up there. That'll be interesting.
Vardy seems in good form.
I think I'll go Leicester. I think it'll be a tight game. I'm going to say 1-0 Leicester.
1-0 Leicester.
Yeah.
Right. On City, Liverpool.
I'm going 2-0 Liverpool.
2-0.
2-0. Yeah. What about yourself?
I think there'll be more goals than that. Like. I could see it being like a 3-2 or something.
Well, hopefully to Liverpool.
3-2. I'm gonna go. I think Liverpool will win. To be fair, I'll go 3-2 Liverpool. We're back again.
Back again for the third time tonight.
The camera's going against me today. It's a bit tougher when it's just me on the camera. We usually have a few cameras for doing the podcast. But yeah, we've went through all the fixtures. We're down to Arsenal v Villa. What do you reckon?
Arsenal win, I'd say
easily. Or
it'll be a tight game. Like
Villa could surprise you. Like.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, I'll say 2-1 Arsenal in that game. I think. Yeah. Be pretty. Yeah, I'll say 2-1 Arsenal. Happy with that shout. What about yourself?
Crazy. I think Villa could pull it out of the bag, you know.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Where are you saying? What's their predictions then?
2-1 Villa.
2-1 Villa, right. Get it on the cards.
So that's us.
That's us, hey.
How do you feel about our second podcast?
It's going well. I'm enjoying it, definitely. Can't wait for next week.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. After we beat City, like I'll be buzzing after that, sure.
Well, we'll see. You might be you mightn't be back after City beat you.
Well, if that happens, then we'll see.